Hey there, welcome to Stilo's Engine Bay. Today we're gonna look at another issue with the... Well, after I fixed the fuse box, Stilo wouldn't start after some time. As you can see, this is a different fuse box. I decided to go with a new one because I doubted my own fix. But, well, it's a bit more dirty than the one I had. But I decided to go with it, but it didn't fix a thing. So the issue is still there. So I started to troubleshoot, and what I noticed, there isn't any connection to ECU. So that's the basically a computer that runs the engine itself. Yeah, over here. So yeah, I decided that I should look into that, and what I noticed that this relay clicks. And when I checked voltage on the input, it was hunting. That means going up and down from 6 to 7 volts constantly. And when it was closer to 7, it latched on, and then it went down and latched off. So that was the main issue here. And so I was starting looking around here. As I said, I replaced the fuse box with a used one. As you can see, it's even if in a worse shape, but what I saw, it was never opened, so I guess that's good. Maybe it's not melted inside at all. So I was looking around, but what I noticed that here, this connection to the chassis, and there was a connection behind the engine over here somewhere, and that's the ground, and the ground was missing on the engine itself. I have this bar basically that goes across the air filter, I guess air box maybe, because there isn't actually a air filter for this Stilo. I'm not sure if there is a Stilo with an air filter for the engine, so it keeps the air box, because it was, you know, moving around here. So I decided to go with this bar, and I touched this bar to the chassis, and the ECU went on. So that solved the issue. I was missing a ground. I cleaned up the connection behind the engine, and also cleaned up the connection over here, and car started to run. The main issue was that it was displaying loose connection, and also car security alarm that basically it didn't recognize the key. So here's the solution. Firstly, I will make sure that the new fuse box is properly attached, because it's just flopping around in the breeze. And I will make a new additional connection, connect the engine to the ground with additional lead. Here I prepared the lead for that. As you can see, it's I clamped this, and it is soldered at the end. I did that on both ends. Let me just, oh yeah. As you can see, it should be pretty good. This lead is American wire gauge 10 or 6mm square, so that should allow it to run about 30 to 40 amps without any issues. So I will route it along here, because I don't want to have any leads going directly, and I will connect it into this point, because this is also engine. This is also electrically connected to the engine, so it will ground everything second time in case there will be any issues in the future. So let me start with the fuse box, and then I will connect the lead. I cleaned this side with the sandpaper. I cleaned this side too, and then used a little bit of contact cleaner to make sure that it will connect correctly. And then I will simply connect the cable over here. Okay, so the connection is made properly, and I will try to route the cable firstly, and then go there to the inside of the engine bay, over there, here, and connect it to the minus. I'm keeping this loose for now until I connect this, and then I will make sure that cable is connected to some of the wire pipes correctly. so we have stable connection to the ground, and then on the engine block 2 over there. So let me just route this properly and pin it to the already existing cables. So this is basically done. The reason why I made it so tight with other cables, but I also put some of the slack on the cable itself, is because I know that the engine will be moving around, and this could cause the cable to tear. But as it is now, it has enough slack. I also have a bit of cable left, but let's keep it here just in case I will have to replace the connector or something like this without replacing the cable completely. So now that the issue should be solved in case something will rust again in the future, especially behind the engine block over there or over here with the that's basically, because I was reading about this, that's the connector that has a lot of cables that supposedly goes to airbags. I'm not sure about it, but that's all, guys. Well, hopefully the Stilo will run for a few more years, but for now I'm pretty sure that this solution will completely outlive the engine itself, but because it started to take a bit of oil and it will go bad probably in a year or two. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.